Hi, my name is Yogya Bhatia and I'm a legal intern at LEXIS and Company. Today I'll be talking about what to do if some crime is committed while traveling on a ship. The concept of crime being committed on a ship has long been exploited by various mediums. The reality of such situation, however, is that what happens out on international waters or high seas is legally complicated jurisdiction. What are international waters, though, and who actually controls them? High seas or can be simply put as waters or bodies of water that fall outside the territorial waters which extend to 12 nautical miles from a nation's coast. This has been explained by Article 3 of the United Nations Convention on the Law of Sea. This convention was signed in 1958 by 63 countries who all agreed to a certain set of rules. They have also explained in Article 1 of the Geneva Convention of the High Seas 1958 as all parts of the sea that were not included in the territorial sea or in the international waters of a state. This reflected customary international law, although as a result of developments, the definition in Article 86 of 1982 Convention includes all parts of the sea that are not included, exclusive economic zones of the territorial sea or in the international waters of a state, or in the archipelagic waters of an archipelagic state. What does the law of the sea state? A country has total and absolute sovereignty within these territorial waters. This extends to both below and above the water. Domestic laws apply within these waters and the country is free to perform activities like fishing, drilling, or military exercises. There is also an exclusive economic zone which extends up to 200 nautical miles from the shore. But the EEZ only applies sovereign rights to what lies below the surface, that is, oil and minerals. After 12 nautical miles, anyone can sail through the exclusive economic zone but cannot drill for oil or fish. The freedom to navigate international waters is one of the primary rights that the UN Convention grants to various countries. They are free to fly over lake cables, fish, and perform a scientific experiment. However, there are limitations in places to make sure that the countries do not exploit these freedoms. Who possesses the jurisdiction? First and foremost, any crime or illegal act that a person commits on a ship falls under the jurisdiction of the country that the ship is registered in. Under UNCLOS, every state shall effectively exercise its jurisdiction and control in administrative, technical, and social matters over ships flying its flag. So, a fugitive in a ship is still subject to the laws and regulation of whatever country the vessel is registered to. In spite of the law stating this extremely clear, there have been cases where the country refuses to prosecute or take the crime committed seriously. For scenarios like this, the concept of universal jurisdiction was brought into place. The concept allows for any country to prosecute a criminal regardless of their nationality or where the crime was committed. This concept is used for crimes against humanity like genocide. It is useful in high seas as otherwise no one can claim jurisdiction. International law also generally recognizes a country's assertion to jurisdiction outside its territory if the offense occurs in one country but has effect on another, the offender is a citizen of the prosecuting state, the offense threatens the interests of the prosecuting state, the victim is a citizen of the prosecuting state, the offense is universally condemned by the international community. What are the crimes that are commonly committed? International waters have long been subjected to crimes, be it theft or more serious charges like murder and piracy. Murder. In recent times, an extremely disturbing video of a ship captain shooting innocent workers for sport while they swam about frantically in the ocean surface and according to researchers and crew, it's quite common for workers to face various kinds of exploitation at the hands of the so-called masters. Various researchers and close observations will make it clear that the only reason murder is so rampant in the high seas is due to the lack of punishment. Most countries choose to ignore the crime as it is mostly carried out on poor workers who lack the resources and knowledge of fight back. The punishment for murder, as stated above, differs and depends on the country that the ship is registered to. Piracy. Piracy, any robbery or other violative action for private ends and without authorization by public authority committed on the seas or in the air outside the normal jurisdiction of any state. Because piracy has been regarded as the offense against the law of nation, the public vessels of any state have been permitted to seize a pirate ship, to break it into port, or to try the crew, and if they are found guilty, to punish them. And the punishment for committing piracy may differ. However, considering the seriousness of the crime, the punishment has always remained serious. This crime originally was closely related to maritime commerce, however, in recent times has proven to be one of grave brutality. Smuggling. Various laws and conventions have strictly prevented smuggling in exotic animals, plants, drugs. Despite clear forbiddance, smugglers continue to enter domestic land and consistently remain a problem to maritime security. Human trafficking. This to date remains the most deplorable crime committed in the mare laborem. Human trafficking in general has been explained by Article 3, Paragraph A of the Protocol to prevent, suppress, and punish trafficking in persons. Defines trafficking in persons as the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of persons by means of the threat or use of force or other forms of coercion, of abduction, of fraud, or deception, of the abuse of power, or of position of vulnerability.